नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम राम Yes, anyone would like to share what we discussed in our previous session? Anyone?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
in the last session, we saw people perform different types of sacrifices for
Yeah.
achieving higher and higher spiritual levels. For example, some people donate their entire wealth, and some
Mm-hmm.
study Vedas, some do
Mm-hmm.
Ashtanga Yoga, and some do Pranayam. But
Correct.
Jnana Yoga is better than Dravya Yoga.
Yes.
Because
Correct.
without knowledge, no sacrifice has good results.
Yes. Wonderful. Yes. Something else? Someone else would like to add on something on this? Yeah, so as rightly mentioned, that Krishna has shared different kinds of yagnas, Dravya yagna, Jnana yagna, Tapo yagna, Yoga yagna, all these yagnas Krishna has shared in the Bhagavad Gita. We covered verse number 28 to verse number 33. Six verses we covered where Krishna was sharing all these things in details, and he mentioned that these yagnas are meant to keep us happy. Our tendency, we see in general, a jiva has a tendency to accumulate more and more, whereas Krishna is clearly mentioning that without yagna one cannot be happy on this planet or in this life, what to speak of the next. So yagna is very very important for one who want to experience the happiness in his life. Without yagna it is not possible. Further, Krishna he mentioned that how, like, which one is the topmost yagna among all the yagnas, which one is topmost yagna. What is that? That is yagna of the knowledge. Jnana yagna is the topmost. He is mentioning, concluding, Shreyan Mayad yagna, Jnana yagna parantapa. Among all the yagnas, Jnana yagna is topmost. So in today's verse, we will see Krishna is going to share how this jnana, how this knowledge, when we speak of knowledge, we speak of transcendental knowledge. So, how this knowledge can be acquired, how one can gain this knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Because this knowledge is not like you go to some university, some college, or some shop, you may acquire this knowledge. This knowledge cannot be acquired in such methods. To acquire this knowledge, another method is prescribed by Krishna himself in the Bhagavad Gita. And what is the result of that knowledge also? We will see. And also, very important thing, we will understand what is the difference between, like, many people, they when they read Bhagavad Gita, they share by their experience that we are not able to understand this Bhagavad Gita, even though this book is same for all the people. But even though the person may be very intelligent, even though the person may be very intelligent, but still he is not able to understand Bhagavad Gita. So what is that which make us or help us to understand this Bhagavad Gita in toto? That we will try to understand through today's session. So we will start with verse number 34. Yeah. So, all of you, please join. This is one of the most important shloka of Bhagavad Gita. So, please join me in chanting this shloka. Viddhi patena
तद्विधि
प्रणिपातेन
प्रणिपातेन
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
परिप्रश्नेन सेवया
दीक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानम्
उपदिश्यन्ते
उपदिश्यन्ति ते
ज्ञानं
ज्ञानम्
ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः.
ज्ञानिनः
ज्ञानिनः
सत्त्वदर्शिनः
तत्त्वदर्शिनः।
Anyone would like to chant this shloka?
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन प्रणिपस्नेन सेवया तद्दक्षन्ति ते ज्ञानं गनिनो तत्त्वदर्शिनः।
Wonderful. Anyone else?
तद्विधि प्राणिपतेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदिक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिस्त्वदर्शिनः
Wonderful. Yes, someone else?
तद्विधि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपादेक्ष्यन्ति ते ज्ञानम् ज्ञानिनास्तत्त्वदर्शिनः।
Wonderful. Yes, someone else?
तद्विद्धि
तद्विद्धि
प्रणिपादेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदिश्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः।
Wonderful. Yes, someone else?
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रश्नेन सेवया उपदेक्ष्यन्ति च ज्ञानं ज्ञानिना तत्त्वदर्शिनः।
Wonderful. Yes, someone else?
तद्विद्धि प्रणिपातेन परिप्रेष्ण सेवया उपदेश्यन्ति ते ज्ञानं ज्ञानिनस्तत्त्वदर्शिनः।
Wonderful. Yes, someone else? We'll read the translation. Just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Inquire from him submissively and render service unto him. The self-realized soul can impart knowledge unto you because he has seen the truth. So we'll read the purport first, then we'll try to understand more in detail. The path of spiritual realization is undoubtedly difficult. The Lord therefore advises us to approach a bona fide spiritual master in the line of disciplic succession from the Lord Himself. No one can be a bona fide spiritual master without following this principle of disciplic succession. The Lord is the original spiritual master, and a person in the disciplic succession can convey the message of the Lord as it is to his disciple. No one can be spiritually realized by manufacturing his own process as in the fashion of the foolish pretenders. The Bhagavatam says, Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. The path of religion is directly enunciated by the Lord. Therefore, mental speculation or dry arguments cannot help one progress in spiritual life. One has to approach a bona fide spiritual master to receive the knowledge. Such a spiritual master should be accepted in full surrender, and one should serve the spiritual master like a menial servant without false prestige. Satisfaction of the self-realized spiritual master is the secret of advancement in spiritual life. Inquiries and submission constitute the proper combination for spiritual understanding. Unless there is submission and service, inquiries from the learned spiritual master will not be effective. One must be able to pass the test of the spiritual master. When he sees the genuine desire of the disciple, he automatically blesses the disciple with genuine spiritual understanding. In this verse, both blind following and absurd inquiries are condemned. One should not only hear submissively from the spiritual master, but one must also get a clear understanding from him in submission and service and inquiries. A bona fide spiritual master is by nature very kind toward the disciple. Therefore, When the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries become perfect. So here, three things are there. First is just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master. Tat vidhi paripatena. Tat vidhi. Second is paripatena. Inquire from him. Third is seveya. So to acquire this spiritual knowledge, it is very, very important that you approach a person who has seen the truth, who is bona fide. Just like, suppose a person or you are there, you want to have a 500 rupees with you. You want to borrow 500 rupees. But suppose you have never ever in your life seen the 500 rupees note. You have no idea about the currency. So what will happen? Someone may come and give you a counterfeit note, or may give you some, very cheap third class copy of 500 rupees, or even maybe plain paper. Something is there. He may give you even a plain paper. You will not be able to make out. Why? Because you don't know about 500 rupees note. You have no information about how this 500 rupees note looks like. You will not be able to get the real 500 rupees in your life, even though you may desire for it. So same way, spiritual knowledge can be given only by a person who has seen the truth. Just like, suppose you have sent a person who is blind, cannot see. You have asked him, can you define an elephant? And you have told, go so much steps ahead, you'll find an elephant. So can you please define an elephant? That person, what he'll do, he'll go and he'll, with his touch and all, he'll try to figure out what elephant looks like. So when he is touching, he finds the elephant a long, cylindrical, some pillar kind of structure is there. Another place, little bit, he moved further, he could make out, it is like a big wall, spherical wall. Like that, he is able to figure out. Further he moved, he is a flexible, the trunk of an elephant is very flexible. So like that something. So he may describe you or give you some kind of idea about an elephant. But he cannot give the complete idea about the elephant. Why? Because he has not seen the elephant as the elephant looks like. He has not seen the way elephant is looking like. He has some idea about it, and that much he has shared with you. Whereas a person who has proper eyes, he can see the elephant and he can describe everything in detail. Everything in detail he can describe. Same way, a person who has seen the truth, a person who has seen the truth, who has seen Krishna, who knows, that person can impart this knowledge. That person can impart this knowledge, and that person Krishna is mentioning. And in the beginning of 4th chapter also he is mentioning. And in Padma Purana also he is mentioning. By approaching such a spiritual master, such a guru, who is coming in that disciplic succession, because Krishna is known as Krishna Vande Jagat Guru. He is the spiritual, Krishna is the spiritual master of the entire universe. So through Krishna, this disciplic succession is coming, and in that disciplic succession, this spiritual master should come. So in the Padma Purana, 4 such a disciplic succession are mentioned. Anyone would like to share what are those 4 disciplic succession? Yes, anyone?
Rudra Sampradaya from Shivji,
Uh-huh.
and Kumar Sampradaya from Sanat Kumar, and Shri Sampradaya from Devi Lakshmi, and 4th is this Brahma Sampradaya, which is our Gaudiya Sampradaya.
Yes, Brahma, Gaudiya, Vaishnava Sampradaya. So these are the 4 sampradayas that Krishna has mentioned in Padma Purana. So anyone, now what happens? There are so many gurus are there in the society, so-called spiritual master. Someone may claim, I am a spiritual master, I am also guru, I am also guru. Many such people may come forward and claim themselves to be guru. So question may arise, what is wrong in that? What is wrong in that? So what will happen? Suppose a person who is claiming himself to be a guru, but if he is not bona fide, then we will get cheated. He will not be able to take us to Krishna, because Krishna has initiated these paramparas, and in those paramparas, disciplic succession, this knowledge is coming down. If at all we want to inquire whether this parampara is genuine or not, we should inquire who is your spiritual master, who is your spiritual master. Like that entire parampara we should try to understand. Is it directly leading to Krishna or not? Because Krishna is supreme spiritual master. That is one thing very, very important. Just like he has seen the truth, he can give us the information, and he can impart that knowledge to us. He can give the real knowledge to us. If he has not seen the truth, if he has no information about the supreme absolute truth, he will not be able to give us that information. Right? Suppose that same example, if you have real 500 rupees note, then only you can give us to someone that real 500 rupees note. Otherwise, what will happen? That person will get cheated. Now, second thing, inquire from him submissively. Krishna is mentioning here paripadena pariprashnena. Pariprashnena. What prashnena? All of you can relate. Prashna means questions, inquiries. Pari means not some normal inquiries where I will get food, what is the time now, or what time I'll get married. All these things are not normal inquiries, or the inquiries that should be asked from a self-realized person. Pariprashnena means prashna should be moreover about the realization of the self, or it should be spiritual inquiries. It should be spiritual inquiries. The inquiries that should help us to get closer to Krishna. The inquiries that help us to develop our relationship with Krishna, in relation with Krishna. Such inquiries are known as pariprashnena. Now here, if you see, Krishna is encouraging questions or the inquiries. Why? Because Krishna does not want us to be a blind follower. Krishna does not want us to be a blind follower. So one should have a basic understanding of a God, who is a Bhagwan. Little basic understanding from the scriptures he should have, so that when he inquires he can understand. And by inquiry, what will happen? Divya Gyan Hriday Prakashito, that transcendental knowledge will be revealed to him by such inquiries. So inquiries play a very important role in acquiring this knowledge. So one should inquire from such bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise, how will understand the authenticity? How will get to know the authenticity of that spiritual master? He may tell a dog to be a god just because we don't know, we don't have any idea about God. Basic understanding we don't have about God from the scriptures. So he may tell a dog to be a god. So to safeguard ourselves also, not to test him, again, not to test him, but to understand. Inquiries like who am I? What is my relationship with Krishna? How I can revive my relationship with Krishna? And what is the process by which I can develop my relationship with Krishna? Just like Dhruva Maharaj, when he was in a pursuit to see Supreme Lord, Narad Muni, when he arrived, his question was, can you show me the God? I want to see God. I want to see that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Can you take to him? Can you show him? So that was his inquiry. So we should have similar inquiries. How to get out of the bondage of birth and death. Such inquiries we should have. How we can make more and more advancement in our spiritual life. We should have such inquiries. Third is render service unto him. In this, render service unto him is also very important too. And this is what makes a difference. This is what makes a difference. How? By rendering service onto spiritual master, onto such person who has seen the truth, Jnaninas Tattvadarshina, who has seen the truth. When we render service unto him, so by rendering service, we get free from the bodily concept of life. Very important thing to understand. By rendering service, we get free from the bodily concept of life, we get free from the ignorance, we get free from the false ego. Without rendering service, even though we may try to inquire or to assimilate this knowledge will not help us. That's why many people, even though they read Bhagavad Gita, until and unless that physical service is not offered to Guru, to Krishna, it is very, very difficult. Even though a person may be very intelligent, but if this factor is missing, he will not be able to assimilate this knowledge. Whereas a person who has no understanding, even though he may be illiterate, but when he renders service to his Guru, to his spiritual master, to Krishna, he can assimilate this knowledge very easily. In this connection, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was going on to the South Indian tour, he went through the Sri Rangam temple. He visited there. He stayed there for a while. So every day, he used to visit Sri Rangam and have the darshan of Ranganatha Swami. After coming out of the temple, one day he saw one Brahmana is there, and from his eyes continuously tears are coming out. Tears are flowing down. And few other Brahmanas, they are making joke of him. They are, laughing on this Brahmana who is crying. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he asked from this Brahmana, why are you crying? Are you crying because they are making fun of you? He said, no, I'm not crying for that. I'm not crying for that. Then why are you crying? He said, I am an illiterate Brahmana. I don't know how to read Bhagavad Gita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could see that because he was holding Bhagavad Gita upside down. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu inquired, then why are you crying? Because you are an illiterate Brahmana, you cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. Then why are you crying? He said, when I see this portrait of Krishna driving a chariot for Arjuna, Krishna, who is the supreme personality of Godhead, he is driving chariot of Arjuna for his devotee, and such a menial service he is rendering to his devotee. By seeing this, tears are coming out of my eyes. I am not at all able to hold the tears. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, you have understood the Bhagavad Gita. Just what he is doing, this Brahmana, illiterate Brahmana, he is just trying to follow the words of his spiritual master. He is trying to follow the words of his spiritual master. So by serving such a spiritual master, one can see Krishna face to face. That is very much possible. Just like in Bhagavatam, there is an incident of King Nabhi. King Nabhi, he is the forefather of Bharata Maharaj, after whom this is known as Bharatvarsha. So King Nabhi, he satisfied the Brahmanas who are self-realized. He satisfied those Brahmanas, those Vaishnavas who are self-realized. They have seen the truth. And by satisfying such Brahmanas, by rendering service to such Brahmanas, with the mercy of such Brahmanas, King Nabhi could have the darshan of that Supreme Lord Krishna, could see Krishna. And by the mercy of these Brahmanas, King Nabhi could see Krishna. Not only that, that Supreme Lord Krishna appeared as the son of King Nabhi. Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite para. Krishna also says this in Padma Purana, that I am not the controller or owner of my own self. My control is in the hand of my devotees. My devotees are my real owner. So devotees or a Vaishnava is the one who possesses Krishna. And if we can satisfy such Vaishnava, such self-realized soul, then such Vaishnava can give us Krishna like this. Take it. Krishna comes when a Vaishnava calls him. Even Krishna is mentioning to Narad Muni that I am not residing in the Vaikuntha. I reside where my devotees are chanting my glories. A Vaishnava is not the one who just, is well versed with the scriptures and all. A Vaishnava is the one who lives for the pleasure of the Lord. If he is eating for the pleasure of the Lord. If he is sleeping, he is sleeping for the pleasure of the Lord. If he is dressing himself, he dresses himself in such a way that it pleases that Supreme Lord. He treats his body like a temple. He dresses himself in such a way that Lord is pleased. He eats foodstuffs in such a way that Krishna is pleased. A Vaishnava is by his achara, the practices that he follows. It's not by some learnings. It's not by some learnings. So if we see, is it mandatory to approach a bona fide spiritual master? Yes, it is. For this purpose, any incarnation of Krishna, if we take, even Krishna himself has accepted bona fide spiritual master. Anyone remembers Krishna's spiritual master name? Anyone knows?
Sandeepani Muni.
Yes, Sandeepani Muni. Sandeepani Muni and Lord Ram, he also accepted spiritual master. Who is known? Who is Lord Ram's spiritual master? Anyone?
Guru Vashisht.
Guru Vashisht. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has accepted. Anyone? Ishwar Puri. So any incarnation, if we see Krishna, Rishabhadev, Lord Ram, Vaman Dev, Vyasadeva. Vyasadeva spiritual master, anyone knows?
Narad Muni.
Narad Muni. So all incarnations of Krishna, they have accepted spiritual master. Not because Krishna needs knowledge. He is already qualified. He knows everything. From him Vedas has come. Everything he is aware. But to show us, to set an example in the society, they accept a spiritual master. And Krishna within 64 days, he became expert in 64 qualities. Tosat Kala, we say. He became expert in those. Each and every day, one over, but done. Right? Like a crash course he did. And very expertly he did. Right? And not only that, he just acquired knowledge. He offered seva also to his spiritual master. Like what kind of seva? Going to forest, collecting some woods, fuel. All such sevas he rendered to his spiritual master. So that is very, very important. That is the difference between a person who accepts a spiritual master and understands Bhagavad Gita in that way. So Krishna here is not encouraging blind following. Just like nowadays trend is, so and so person is having thousands of followers. Let me also go and accept him as a guru, as a spiritual master. Becomes like a fashion. No, Krishna wants us to get a genuine person who has seen the truth. Such person Krishna is mentioning that one should inquire. Now here, another question may come up. What is that? Just like now Prabhupada, he has left this planet. So how come Prabhupada, just like here, if you see, just try to learn the truth by approaching a spiritual master first thing, inquire from him submissively second thing, render service unto him third thing. So at least out of these three things, two things require physical presence, isn't it? So there are some devotees who believe that a guru must be living. Guru must be living. So what is that understanding? That's what Prabhupada says. Vani is very important. Vani is very important than Vapu. What is Vani and what is Vapu? Vapu means having physical association. And Vani is the instruction. Just like Krishna, Even though Krishna is not physically present in front of us, but his instructions are as good as Krishna himself. Just like by reading this Bhagavad Gita, it is his Vani, his instructions. So that are important. Just like suppose Krishna is physically present in front of us. But what is the use if we have no understanding or if we are not following his instructions? Following his instructions is much more important. Just like, in a family, child is there, parents, all of them are there. But a child is not following the instructions of his parents, then what is the use of parents? Like, in a way, if we see parents are there physically, but if child is not at all interested in following the instructions of the parents, then it is of no use. Following instructions is more important. Vani is more important than Vapu. That's what Prabhupada says. Even though my spiritual master Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj is not physically present, but when I follow his instructions, I can feel his presence every moment. I can feel his presence every moment. So it is very, very important that we follow the instructions. And this is what happened in this Bhagavad Gita also. Krishna is there physically present in front of Arjuna. He is not telling, you have my darshan and now you fight. He is not asking. What he is telling you, follow my instructions. Ma manusmrana yuddhacha. Ma manusmrana yuddhacha. So that is important. What is important? To follow the instructions. Vani is important. So we can understand truth. How? By approaching Prabhupada, by approaching his books. Because Prabhupada says, I eternally reside in my books. So by reading these books, the books that he has given, some 70-80 books he has given to us, by reading such books, all of these books, we can understand. Inquire from him submissively. So when questions comes inquiring, so how do we inquire? If you see Prabhupada's letter, Prabhupada's recordings, room conversations, so many such recordings, letters, everything Prabhupada has given in minute detail. Even to the extent how to wear a sari, that also Prabhupada has given in detail for the female devotees, how they should dress up. Everything is there in the detail. Whatever inquiry may come into your mind, all such things are there in the detail. How one should lead his life, all that is there. How Grasta should lead, how this person should lead, how a person who is working, how he should lead, everything is there in his teachings. And rendering service, to render service, his mission is there, his movement is there. Prabhupada says, you cooperate with each other and trust, with love and trust, you propagate this message to the entire world. So like this, we can render service to Prabhupada, render service unto him. And by rendering such service, just like Krishna previously mentioned, that knowledge, jnana yagna, is the Shreyan. Shreyan means topmost. So we should try to spread this knowledge to more and more number of people around us. We should try to spread this knowledge. It is very, very important. It is very, very important. We'll move to next verse. When this Prabhupada nicely concluded here. We'll just read this. Therefore, when the student is submissive and is always ready to render service, the reciprocation of knowledge and inquiries become perfect. This one through one example, we can understand this thing. Actually, this transcendental knowledge is like this secret, is guya, is secret, confidential. So this knowledge cannot be easily revealed. Just like, people may have a lot of secrets, like I may have some secret, you may have some secret, another third person may have some secrets. But until and unless we have relationship with that person, will not be able to exchange or share secrets. It is not possible. Just like husband wife are there is a nice loving relationship is there between husband and wife. They will share all their secrets with each other. But suppose one day some fight happened, that is going on for a month, so no one will share their secret, neither husband nor wife, right? So in a relationship, it is very, very important. Viyam akhyati prachyati. Viyam means to share the secrets. It's very important. So by serving spiritual master, what is happening? We are developing a relationship with him, and when we develop a relationship with him, what is happening? He is revealing this secret knowledge to us. He is revealing this secret knowledge to us. And second thing, relationship means dadati prati granati. There are exchanges in the relationship. So when they are exchanges in the relationship, means you are rendering service unto the spiritual master. As a result, being pleased by such person, he blesses him with this transcendental knowledge, with this divya jnana. Just like if you see how Brahma, he received the knowledge. Brahma received the knowledge when he performed meditation, tapasya, for thousands of years, and Krishna, being pleased by his tapasya, he revealed the knowledge onto the heart of Brahma. Tene Brahma Hirde Adi Kaviye. Same way, how Mother Lakshmi, she revealed the knowledge, and Triumangai Alvar, when he was so much obsessed, so much attached to serve the Vaishnavas, to the extent he used to rob the people to serve the Vaishnavas. So one day, what happened? Lakshmi Narayana, they came with the bullock carts fully loaded with gold. So he stole even them. He took away gold and everything from them. So he was so much attached to serve the devotees, to serve the Brahmanas, to serve the Vaishnavas, that he even stole or robbed this Lakshmi Narayan. So Mother Lakshmi, at the end, what happened? That her toe ring was not coming out. So he put his mouth to take out that toe ring. So he was so much this thing that Mother Lakshmi, she became very pleased and she revealed the knowledge onto him. So like that, this Deva aspect is very, very essential to assimilate this knowledge. That's why when we, like Prabhupada is mentioning, that one should chant 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra. So when we chant this 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra, what is happening? We are offering seva, practical seva, physical seva we are offering. When we are visiting temple, we clean the temple, or we do some kind of such menial service. All these sevas help us to develop our relationship with Krishna. And by that, we can receive this knowledge very easily. We'll read the next verse. Yagyatva na punarmoham hivam yasyasi pandava yena bhutani asheshani darshasi atmani athomayi. This is very wonderful shloka. I'll read the translation. And when you have thus learned the truth, you'll know that all living beings are but part of me, and that they are in me and are mine. So here, this is one of the verses in Bhagavad Gita where Krishna is giving assurance, and he is revealing his mind and heart. Where he is revealing his mind and heart. How? And this is one of, when I read, this is became one of my favorite verse also. Because here, Krishna is revealing his heart and mind. Just like if you love someone, you will say to that person, you reside in me, you reside in my heart. Right? When you love someone, you say that you reside in my heart. You are in me. You are in me means what? In our heart, 1 BHK apartment is there, 2 BHK apartment is there. What is there that you reside? No, I love you so much that you are always there in my mind and you are always there in my heart. And here, Krishna is not only mentioning that you are part of me, that you are my part only. You are not different from me. Right? When there is a loving relationship between husband and wife, they say that we belong to each other only. We are not separate from each other. We belong to each other. So Krishna is telling you are part of me and they are in me. They are in what? All the living entities. They are in me. They are in my heart. They are in my mind. Just like a lover said, no, you are in me, you are in my heart. Means you are always there in my mind and heart. I always remember you. Doesn't mean that there is some space is there, 1 BHK apartment is there, then you live there. No, you are in me. You are completely in my mind and in my heart and are mine. You are mine only. You are mine. That Krishna is mentioning here. We'll read the purport, then we'll understand more in detail. The result of receiving knowledge from a self-realized soul or one who knows things as they are is learning that all the living beings are part and parcel of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna. So after acquiring this knowledge from a self-realized person, from a spiritual master, what is the result of acquiring this knowledge? What one concludes? One concludes that all the living entities are part and parcel of Krishna. So one comes to the platform of universal brotherhood. Vasudeva Kutumbakam. That is possible just by acquiring this knowledge. Last year or last year, G20 meeting happened in India here. Right? So, main agenda or main discussion of that is how entire world, entire globe or prominent countries can come together and can reside under one umbrella like Vasudeva Kutumbakam. That was the tagline. That Vasudeva Kutumbakam is possible when one receives this transcendental knowledge. That's why this transcendental knowledge is very, very important. We spend a lot of time in acquiring so much of material knowledge. But if we try to gain this transcendental knowledge, there will be peace and harmony in this society. There will be peace and harmony in this society. The sense of a separated existence from Krishna is called Maya. Ma, not Ya, this. Something that we have nothing to do with Krishna, that Krishna is only a great historical personality and that the Absolute is impersonal Brahman. Actually, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, the impersonal Brahman is the personal effulgence of Krishna. Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of everything. In the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly stated that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. Even the millions of incarnations are only his different expansions. Similarly, the living entities are also expansions of Krishna. The Mayavadi philosophers wrongly think that Krishna loses his own separate existence in his many expansions. This thought is material in nature. We have experienced in the material world that a thing which, when fragmentally distributed, loses its own original identity. But Mayavadi philosophers fail to understand that absolute means 1 plus 1 equals to 1. That 1 minus 1 is also equal to 1. This is the case in the absolute world. So there is some followers known as Mayavada, the followers of Mayavada philosophy. So their understanding is just like there is a lump of matter is there, or you can say in simple language, dough is there. You make a dough out of flour, right? Dough is there. That dough you divide into 10, smaller pieces. So entire dough is finished off. Entire dough is existence is now finished. So that is the understanding of Mayavada philosophers. Whereas when we speak of absolute or absolute truth, Om Purnamada Purnamadim Purnam Purnam Udachyate. Purnam means he is complete in all sense. Even though you take out 100% of it, 100 will remain. To take out 100% of this, 100% will still remain. 1 minus 1 will be equal to 1. 1 plus 1 equal to 1. That is the meaning of absolute truth. Purna. So Krishna is that Purnam. He is complete. How much ever he may expand himself, but Krishna will remain as it is. We'll read further. For want of sufficient knowledge in the absolute science, we are now covered with illusion. Therefore, we think that we are separate from Krishna. Although we are separated parts of Krishna, we are nevertheless not different from him. The bodily difference of living entities is Maya, or not actual fact. We are all meant to satisfy Krishna. By Maya alone, Arjuna thought that the temporary bodily relationship with his kinsman was more important than his eternal spiritual relationship with Krishna. So here, earlier Arjuna, he was not willing to fight because he thought all my kinsmen will die. Why? Because he was having understanding on bodily platform, which is temporary. When he understood that Krishna here is telling that by acquiring this knowledge, one will come to know that all living beings are part of me. They are mine and they are in me. So then Arjuna, he understood that I am part and parcel of Krishna, and not only this life, previous many lives. Krishna previously, if you remember in the beginning of 4th chapter, he has clearly mentioned that so many births we both have taken. I remember, you do not. That is the difference. So after understanding that Krishna and I have a relationship, birth after birth, we have a relationship with each other. Then he understood all these relationships, what I am thinking on bodily level are temporary. My real relationship is with Krishna, so let me follow what Krishna says. Because he is the Suhridam Sarva Bhutanam. He is the well-wisher of all the living entities. So let me follow because he is well-wisher of me as well. So let me follow what my Lord, what Krishna says. He is our real soulmate. We move to next. The whole teaching of Gita is targeted toward this end, that a living being as his eternal servitor cannot be separated from Krishna, and his sense of being an identity part apart from Krishna is called Maya. You know, many people, they say because of ignorance, lack of understanding, they, their existence, their own existence, they keep us separate from that Supreme Lord Krishna. They identify themselves to be separated or to be a separate individual or to be in no relationship with Krishna. Krishna is there, he is there, but we have a separate existence. Means we have no relationship with Krishna. In that terms, they relate, and that is what is called Maya. Whereas when we understand that we all are part and parcel of that Supreme Lord Krishna, we all belong to him, we have personal relationship with him, that is real Krishna consciousness. Suppose when you have a personal relationship with someone, so what you will do? As a relationship, in a relationship there will be exchanges. Same thing a devotee does, because he knows that I have a relationship with Krishna, let me do something for Krishna. Let me chant his holy name. Let me go and meet him. Let me visit him. Let me serve him. Let me prepare some food offering for him. Just like you invite some of your relatives or a person with whom you have a relationship, what you will do? You will prepare something for him. You will feed him. You will provide some food stuffs to him. Same way, when we do all these things for Krishna, what happens? Our relationship with him get revived. Currently, we are on that bodily conception of life. We are in Maya. But when we have active exchanges with Krishna, or when we are actively serving Krishna, so we come out of this Maya and we develop or revive our lost relationship with Krishna. The living entities as separate parts and parcel of Supreme have a purpose to fulfill. Having forget the purpose since time immemorial, they are situated in different bodies as men, animals, demigod, etc. Such bodily differences arise from forgetfulness of their transcendental service of the Lord. Suppose in a relationship, any relationship you may take up, there are no exchanges, there is no communication, there is no exchange for a long time, then what will happen? That relationship, that person also you will forget. Person means that person will be no more there. Same way, life after life, we forgot our relationship with Krishna. Why? Because we have not participated or done anything in relationship with Krishna. There are no such exchanges. This thing, even in bank account, there are policies. If there are no transaction for these many years, the bank account will be considered as a dead account, and after some time they will close that account, right? Same way, in a relationship, any relationship, if there are no exchanges, so it is considered as dead relationship. Same thing has happened with us in connection with Krishna. Life after life, there was no active relationship, there was no active exchanges. So we were completely engrossed in Maya, on bodily concept of life. We forgot him. But by the mercy of Krishna, or by the mercy of Prabhupada, we have got this chance, this human form of life, where we have got this chance to develop our personal relationship with Krishna. Same thing works with SIM cards also. I remember, when SIM card, if you don't do any activity for 3 months or so, I think 3 months, 6 months, that SIM card will get inactivated, right? This is there now also. Anyone remember? Anyone knows this thing, about this thing? Anyone has knowledge about SIM cards? No knowledge about SIM cards. Okay. So this thing is there because I remember when Jio came. After Jio, if you don't recharge for these many months, or don't do any activity, or don't receive any incoming calls or so for 3 months or 6 months, they will inactivate your SIM card. So same thing, if you see our relationship, even though we have a personal relationship, each one of us has personal relationship with Krishna. Just because there are no exchanges, we have not served him, our relationship has gone as a inactive or dead relationship. So how we can revive that relationship? By following the process of sadhana bhakti, by following the regulative principles, by following rules and regulations, by which gradually our relationship will revive. And after certain time, once we have achieved the perfection, you will see all those rules and regulations will not be required also. You will be always absorbed in remembering Krishna. Read further. But when one is engaged in the transcendental service through Krishna consciousness, one becomes at once liberated from this illusion. One can acquire such pure knowledge only from the bona fide spiritual master, and thereby avoid the delusion that the living entity is equal to Krishna. Perfect knowledge is that Supreme Soul, Krishna, is the supreme shelter for all the living entities. And giving up such shelter, the living entities are deluded by material energy, imagining themselves to have a separate identity. Thus, under different standards of material identity, they become forgetful of Krishna. When, however, such deluded living entities become situated in Krishna consciousness, it is to be understood that they are on the path of liberation as confirmed in the Bhagavatam. Muktir hitva yatha rupam swarupam vyavastitha. Liberation means to be situated in one's own constitutional position as eternal servitor of Krishna. So we all have that constitutional position. What is that position? We are not independent. We are always as a position, and that position is known as we are eternal servant of Krishna. Jivera Sarupa Nityera Krishna Das. Now, if we have forgot our relationship with Krishna, so who we are? We are Maya's Das. We are the Das of Maya, not Krishna. We are Maya Das. So when we are Maya Das, what we do? We serve Maya. We are only interested in serving Maya. So that is possible now. To revive a relationship is possible when we are interested again in serving Krishna. And that can happen by the mercy of the spiritual master. Right? So here very nicely Krishna is mentioning, revealing his heart and mind, that all the living entities are my part. They are in me and they are mine. By acquiring transcendental knowledge, one comes to this understanding that we belongs to Krishna. We don't have, we are not some ordinary being. Just like if tomorrow you come to an understanding, or you get to know that you have a personal relationship with president of US, or US president shares or sends some letter or message to you on your birthday, you'll feel so excited. Completely, you'll get thrilled by receiving some message, personal message of US president, right? Why? Because you will feel, oh, I have a relationship, he knows me. Same way Krishna is mentioning here that all living beings, they are part of me, they are in me, and they are mine. He's claiming that they are mine. So see, all of us has that personal relationship with Krishna. We all belong to him. So how fortunate all of us are. It's a matter of great pride for all of us. We should relish that we belongs to Krishna. We have personal relationship with him. So with this, we'll end here. Anyone has any questions or anything to ask or share?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Thank you for the wonderful session today. Wonderful teachings. Uh, I have little bit of clarity, but I got a doubt also reading this. So, I've heard that we say that uh, as a soul also we have a separate identity than Krishna.
Mm-hmm.
And in the page, in the verse number this 35,
35.
it says in the purport it says that the sense of being an identity apart from Krishna is Maya.
Correct.
It's a little bit confusing that do we have a separate identity or not, or if we have the separate identity, then why this line is there? If like we are the like servitors as a separate and identity than Krishna, like being a part of Krishna, yes, I understand, but do we have a separate identity, or in the like we have all the qualities but not the quantity?
Yeah. So, very nice question. For all of us to understand this concept is very, very important. Just like, you know, sunshine is there, sun rays, sunlight is there. Sunlight is not independent of sun, right? Light or sun rays are coming from sun. So there is, even though sun rays and sunlight is different from sun globe, but that sunlight or sun rays are part of or coming out of sun globe. Same way, we all are separate individual identity. We all have individual identity. You are separate, I am separate, Krishna is separate. All of us are separate. But we are not independent from Krishna. We are not independent of Krishna. Here, if you see, this is very contextual in that way, or little we have to ponder upon. His sense of being an identity apart from Krishna is called Maya. So, apart from Krishna means I does not belongs to Krishna, whereas I belong to Krishna. I am his part and parcel. I am his servant. I am his eternal servant. Earlier, if you see, here Prabhupada has clearly mentioned the whole teaching of Gita is targeted toward this end. What is the end? That a living being as his eternal servant cannot be separated from Krishna. Means there is a relationship is there. There is no separate like individuality is there, but separate existence is not there. Are you getting my point? Individuality is there, separate existence is not there. Just like without sun globe, there is no existence of sunlight or sun rays. Same way, without Krishna, there is no existence of all these living entities. We are existing because Krishna is there. We are existing because Krishna is there. But this sun globe and sunlight is separate. Same way, our individuality is separate. And yes, we belong to Krishna. So when we forget of this relationship and when we identify ourselves independent of Krishna, that is what is called as Maya. Hope this makes some sense. You are getting this point?
Yes, Prabhuji. So if I can rephrase it, or I should not be. This is purport from Prabhupada. So his senses of being as an identity independent from Krishna is Maya. Like we are not independent from Krishna.
Yes. We are existing. This itself is the evidence of the presence of Krishna. Just like you are existing, it means your parents were also there. Now, currently, in present, they are there or not there, that is secondary thing. But your parents are there, because of them only you are existing. A fool person or person with less intelligence or a person with no understanding may say, oh, without your parents only you have come. You have taken birth without your parents. So that is what is Maya is. Maya is we identify, oh, there is no Supreme Lord, Krishna is not existing. We are our own, like that.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thanks a lot.
Is any other question? Okay. All right. So we'll do one round of chanting. We'll do one round of chanting. Anyone has any question? Okay. We'll do the chanting. This will close here. So today we understood it is how we can acquire knowledges by approaching a bona fide spiritual master, by rendering service unto him, and by inquiring from him submissively. What kind of inquiries? It should be inquiries on spiritual subject matters. And further, Krishna, he revealed that by acquiring such knowledge, what will be the result? That one will understand that we all belong to, we are part and parcel of Krishna. When we all belong to Krishna, we have personal relationship with Krishna. That is possible by acquiring this transcendental knowledge. With this, we'll end here. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki
Jai.
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 Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.